I was genuinely scared at one point. That was intense. I was just worried my like oil pan was hitting the whoops, you know? Oh yeah, the suspension was bottomed out. Like every hit.
I know, I could hear it.
Wham! Wham! Okay, let me explain. Imagine this intro shot. I'm flying down the side of the road, revealing the new Blazer. The crop comes in, the music starts. Except I failed to realize that behind the only patch of bushes on this road, there happens to be some pretty big whoops. I think I broke some stuff. The camera hit the ceiling, the fucking glove box opened itself, I hit it, and I'm like, oh, that's bad. So I hit the brakes, and then it was nosediving every time I came off.
Because then you cased everything.
Because then I cased the top. Maybe next time. You think this thing has an LSD?
There's only one way to find out.
Meet Blaze. This is our rear main seal leaking, catalytic converter rattling, fine piece of American machinery. We bought this thing to be a fun-only vehicle.
And some science.
And a little bit of science will be had with it. You guys know we have projects torn down all over the driveway. Every single car has something that has been ordered in like February that still isn't here. And we got really sick of waiting. So we decided to get something that is purely for fun. 151,000 miles on it, so it's a little bit up there. Thing's an absolute unit. First, we got to take it through its paces and see if it can keep up with the Jeep. So we headed down a local trail to find out if this little Blazer could keep up with a Jeep that cost 21 times as much as we spent on this Blazer. And the first obstacle got deep real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're not gonna make that. My muffler, when you just pulled up behind me, is higher than your grill. We've owned it for 5 minutes. I've already hit a fucking jump in it. We don't need to drown it.
So do you return around here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So to protect our new investment, we spun around. And to protect your security while you're watching videos on the internet, you should be using Surfshark.
72-point turn. Achieved.
So shout out to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video and helping to fund fun new video ideas like this one right here. We all know that Surfshark VPN is an app or an extension for your browser that lets you put on a mask and pretend you're in any country that you want to be in when you're watching Netflix, for example. You can get access to shows that are restricted in your country, or you can watch shows from your country if you're traveling. But something that is actually changing is YouTube. YouTube is going to be allowing countries to kind of dictate what is viewed within that country. So someone like me, for example, being in Canada, might not show up to you guys in the US, and you might have to use a VPN to come up here and surf for me. We don't know exactly how that's going to work, but it is something that is genuinely happening right now. Point being, there's tons of use cases for a VPN besides encrypting your data and keeping you safe when you're on public Wi-Fi, changing or disguising your location, and helping to protect and keep your information safe when you're using the internet. And something really cool about Surfshark is that you're actually able to use one account on unlimited devices. You don't need a new account for every single device that you want to sign up for. And like I said, right now they have a special offer for you guys. If you use the link in the description down below and you use my code, you get 3 free months when you sign up for a 2-year trial. So big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you check them out. Keep yourself safe. Put on your mask when you're on the internet. This local trail is pretty friendly and it's got a little bit of everything. My Jeep is way overbuilt for it, but we figured it would be a perfect test for the Blazer. A little bit of rough, muddy terrain.
This thing's amazing.
Passed. A little bit of rocky terrain. Passed. A little bit of testing the old flex. This video's not really about my Jeep, but look at it, dude. It looks so good. Hey, that's a pass. This was literally the closest to getting stuck the Blazer got all day. A little more speed. We even put it through a mud hole that it should never have gone through. Oh, baby, she did it! Oh my lord!
This thing is a unit!
Damn, dude, I'm impressed.
That was so much fun.
If today taught us anything, it's that you don't need a massive rig like this to go out and have fun. The 2 things we really learned we need is an intake and we need a winch. There's nothing worse than going out and getting stuck. You just have the confidence, like if I get stuck in this, I'm gonna just winch myself back out of it, and it's amazing. I've only ever dealt with 2 winches in the past. The first one is this Rugged Ridge Trekker 10. This is a synthetic rope. It's got the wireless remote. This guy is about $700 US. And it does great. It's never let me down. It's got me out of every situation I've put it in. The second winch we've dealt with is significantly cheaper. This is our floor winch to pull dead cars into the garage. This one is like a steel cable, not super sold on that. 10,000 pounds, was from Canadian Tire. This is about $450 US. This is gonna be winch number 3. So this is the cheapest, appropriately weight rated winch you can buy on Amazon right now. This thing costs $340 US. We never really had a chance to test out cheap off-road parts in the past. We've done a bunch of cheap car parts, but we got a cheap little Nugget Blazer. We're not trying to dump a bunch of money into it. We're just trying to drive it and enjoy it. And so today, I'm gonna test this guy out. It even has a little boot to protect the rope that hangs out that's clipped to like the hook on the front. You can tell it's cheap because it has big old resistors. We got a wired remote. We got a wireless remote.
If you come in here.
Not for lifting purpose.
Oh, we're gonna have to test that out, aren't we? We actually decided we wanted to leave the stock bumper on this thing. We really just like the way it looks OEM. These are sweet looking cars, but they're really too easy to push over the edge. So we have a little plan. We picked up a metal plate, some angle iron, and then a couple little pre-cut pieces of metal here. And we're hopefully gonna be able to fab something up real nice that goes right here.
Looks very nice. Thank you. I get all giggly when I put down just like super nice welds. This is what I love so much in life. Like I just love welding, dude.
The not so good news is that the Amazon listing size measurements are not accurate to the size measurements now that we got it. Just about 6 inches of depth. I mean, we're close, dude. We're 5 3/4 pretty much. So our initial build plan might not work exactly how we planned. I do know we are gonna make it work.
We are gonna make it work.
This just looks bone stock. I mean, aside from the little bit of a winch line coming out the side, you would have no idea this is here, but behind the plate, boom! I think we absolutely killed this. So Mac actually took this home the other day and TIG welded it to get the maximum penetration so that the winch would be a fail point, not our bracket. We went ahead and we painted up the bracket. We mounted the winch control box on the backside, which is not normal, but actually worked really nice. Like you don't see it at all, and it fit really nicely when we put it all up under there. The only thing we can't do with this is free spool because the free spool knob is like way up in there, but we sent these little ram horns all the way out the front. We made it come out just as far as the front bumper so that any winch line would come out of here and not rub on the bumper. And overall, dude, I think this looks sweet. I'm happy with how it turned out. What about you?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm stoked about it, dude. Like, look at the thing. It's OEM, man.
What's interesting is that Amazon winch supposedly should be better than this winch. This is a 5.6 horsepower, 2:16:1 gear ratio. It's a 3-stage planetary winch. 10,000 pounds right here. This hidden bad boy is supposed to be a 6 horsepower with a 265:1 gear ratio, and it's also a 3-stage planetary. Both have wireless remote. Theoretically, this guy should be faster.
Winchers, start your engine!
Nobody actually cares how fast the winch goes, as long as the winch gets you out of where you need to be. What we really need to know is if a $300 Amazon winch will lift as much weight as it says. Hanging something from the tree might be a little bit played out. We tried to hang it from a bridge, but that didn't go over too well. Apparently it's super frowned upon. So I guess the fucking tree it is, dude. We can't spend another day looking for it. We gotta use a tree. You'll see that just during testing purposes, we have already yeeted this straight up. This winch is rated for 9,500 pounds. We know that that doesn't mean lifting vertically. That means whatever it means, but theoretically, if it's rated for 9,500 pounds, it should be able to hold, what is this car, 4,500? 4,000? It should be able to hold 2 of these cars. Although it did say on that little sticker, not used for lifting purposes.
I'm more worried about the tree.
Ah, dude, the tree's fine. The tree's fine, the strap's fine, branch is fine, the weather's fine.
It's all fine.
It's all fine. It's a matter of pressing buttons. It's doing it, dude. I'm gonna turn it off before it starts like running like a bag of shit. Good luck, old girl. I shouldn't be under it, eh? That's probably dangerous. Welcome to Bobby's Auto Service, where we specialize in oil changes and winch lifts. To do a proper oil change on a Blazer, you're supposed to have that drain plug completely level with the earth. If you don't have it level, some stuff can go wrong. So if you're gonna do an oil change, just make sure you get this appropriate angle before you start. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad news. Ah, duty cycled again, dude. It's because it's not, it might be because the Jeep's not running, or the Blazer's not running. It might just be that the winch is just not happy. When you press in, it flashes and doesn't do anything.
The skid mark.
Yeah, good thing we have a trailer hitch on there. We're gonna need to reset this, I think, if we want it off the ground. The good news is, the winch can definitely hold 9,500 pounds, or at least 4,500 pounds, because, I mean, it's doing a swell job right now. Round two, baby.
It's crazy to think that I built that winch plate, I welded it, and it's just hanging there. Like, that's crazy to me.
You did a fine job, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh. Something was inside of the Jeep, is now against the back door. All right, dude. Well, apparently we're just no good at gauging how tall a vehicle is when it's standing on its rear bumper. Something we just don't do, I guess.
There's daylight. I could fit my hand under here. The only thing that's stopping it is absolutely the tire carrier. Bobby, you give it a little tilt-a-whirl there. Like,
dude,
that's off the ground.
If we didn't have the tire on the back,
it would be off.
If we literally took the tire off the carrier, this would qualify as being in the air. That's
yes.
all it's touching.
It's off the ground. It's literally balancing.
Dude, like, it's not on the ground.
It's not.
All in all, dude, I'd say we built a killer plate.
Thank you.
Passed the test. Here you go. Amazon winch, 300 bucks. Does what it says it needs to do.
It will, in fact, pull a Blazer up a tree.
And not only did this bad boy lift itself up a freaking tree, we pulled a crock over a rock. We pulled a dead tree branch. Oh, that was... We pulled a tractor tire. We pulled a Thomas. The only thing this can't do is pull a rock over a crock. Oh, it's oh! I think the Blazer met its match on this one. Crocs can go over rocks, rocks cannot go over Crocs. Bad news. And just so everybody knows, my Jeep absolutely spanked this thing in the race.
Winchers, start your engine!
It ain't gonna be a photo finish today, baby. We got you in the bag. We got you in the bag. Let's go. We might crash though. I'm gonna help you out here. Give you one of those. Oh, get cooked, baby. Let's go. Woo! You got beat and cut off today, boy.
Damn, dude.
Nice race. Thanks for coming out. Maybe next year. Get me your pink slip. Hey, get me your pink slip. In today's video, our challenge is gonna be to try something new that has an obvious hurdle. It doesn't have to be this extreme, but this is something new. Try something new. Yeah, that's what happens when you fuck around and mess with Jeeps, baby. You gonna fuck around and find out, aren't you? You gonna fuck around and find out.